And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at 7 games that I don't really care for much more. I'm calling them 7 inadequate games. This is kind of just a short summary of these games and talk about things I didn't really like about them. Some of them I thought were not so great, some I thought were pretty bad. But you may disagree. Hopefully this will give you a little bit of an idea. Maybe you'll love these games. We're going through them in size order. So we'll start with the smallest one, which is called Checkout. This is actually the best of them. In this one, essentially, you have some dice. You roll the dice as fast as you can. You're going to have a bunch of snacks that are placed out there. And if you match snacks, you place them on the snack, and then you'll grab these snacks, and leftover dice can be used to grab other things at the end. That's all it is. You just grab snacks. You roll lucky, you'll do better than somebody else. Yes, there's the whole speed thing about it, but it's a silly little game, but I didn't find it to be that fantastic. It's okay at best. Check out. Then we have Zenora, Lords of Zenora. Actually, this is a very bright, colorful game with really bright, colorful cards. And you're placing these cards in front of you. The problem is, the gameplay sounds interesting. This card can be played on top of this card. So the different colors can be played on top of each other or underneath each other. And then they might have a special ability or attack other cards. It's a take that style game that's pretty boring. Usually if I'm going to go after you, I expect it to be fantastic. And this is a game that can end like that. And when it's done, you're like, did we even play a game? So I'm not really impressed with this one. I like the colorful box, but that's about it. Then we have Icons. Now, I'm hesitant to say anything bad about this game from Buffalo because the concept's here. It's team up with some of the most inspirational and revolutionary heroes of all time. It says 40 remarkable women in this game. They are different things out there, but, I like the concept, but it's a bad version of Memory Match. Who thought that was good? Nice quality components, but come on. If you're going to talk about women who play to win and talk about inspirational women, give us a game that's worthy of that. Icons, unfortunately, is not. I wanted to like this game, Blindfold. So Blindfold, which coincidentally comes with multiple blindfolds. And I actually played this game wearing a mask because of COVID, and wearing a blindfold and a mask is a very entertaining thing, but it comes with all these different colorful masks. And then you're going to think of a 4-letter word, a good 4-letter word, and you're going to write it on a piece of paper. And you do that blindfolded. And then you have to draw a circle or a square or a cloud around the word. And then you're going to do different actions, fold it, rip the paper and stuff. Drawing is not too easy to be done blindfolded. So that's an interesting concept, but that also breaks the game. It literally does draw this, fold this, and then you take your blindfold off, and the number of times we see your word is the number of points you get. It's just not that interesting. I really thought this would be a fun game. Also, this is a party game, and these are the rules, really small written, all the way back to here. It's way too many rules, way too much going on. This is a funny concept that I think someone thought of, and then they gamified it too much. So I complained that this one's too simple, this one's too complex for a party game, and doesn't provide enough interesting stuff beyond that. Mickey and the Beanstalk game. So this is from Funko Games, and you'll know from the past that I'm a big fan of many Funko games. This one here has this really cool, and I have to show you this, it's a 3-dimensional beanstalk. And what's cool about this beanstalk is you're going to take your pieces in this game, you're climbing to the top of the beanstalk, getting food from the giant, and then you put your piece here on the beanstalk, like this, and then, woo, they slide down. Okay, that's cool. Kids are going to like that. What kids aren't going to like is the game is a spinner. Spinners are fine, but you are spinning and a giant will occasionally steal food and put it in his chest. If it's ever full, you lose the game. Oddly enough, there's an advanced version of the game that makes it easier. The fact of the matter is, you got to climb up there, get food, get the harp, bring them down to the village below. You do that, you win. Otherwise, you lose. It's a cooperative game. I have not won in this game yet because just luck. Now, it's luck, because you go grab the food, bring it down, and I think having a game that seems fairly difficult to win because once this thing's filled, you lose. For young children, seems like a bad idea to me. That Beanstalk is a cool thing, but a game that's randomly hard and difficult, or it could be randomly easy, that might be worth it, but in this case, I can't really recommend it. All right, Dunata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this one. This one is probably the one on my list that if people disagree with me on it would be this one. This one, you are placing workers on a board between cards or between spots, and these spots can be changed. You can do that. It sounds really cool, and you're collecting stuff to eventually get this Dunata. You're waking these metal beings with ancient stuff. It just sounds so much more interesting than it is. I found this to be just not that fun. The actions you could take were like, oh, wow, boring, do this, do this, do this. Finally, I get a piece. I know a lot of games are like that, but while the art on the cover of this looks cool, the theme is fun, I found it to be, at the end of the day, a little boring. Crimeopolis. Now, Crimeopolis, if you open the box for this, it looks really cool. It has a three, hang on, I'm going to watch this. This is coming right out of the box. Ready? Look at that. And then you will put this church building piece on top of here, because this is the graveyard. I'm not going to do it because I had to fill that building with pieces. Putting this back in the box is like a puzzle to get everything inside here. Lots of wooden gangsters. So, of all the games I'm talking about today, this one is by far the worst. The theming of it, Crimeopolis and the gangsters, you can see there the art. Not a big fan of this art, but what this game does is it has you have a certain amount of actions per turn, and there's a clock, and the person next to you you'll spend certain amount of time to do the various actions. But you are moving your guys out, taking over control of city blocks. You kill other gangsters by moving in the same area, sending them back to their start zones. You can build a second start zone. The game, if I went over the rules briefly, you might think, it doesn't sound too bad, but it's terrible. It's really slow. I'm like, I got some guys moving over here, move over here, move over here. We're discovering more of the city. We found this building. We did this. We get a mission. We get some stuff. But after missions, there's like these random crazy cards that are like, by the way, you don't get any points for that mission, or just go after other people. So it's a really slow game on this board, which, by the way, it's not a very pretty game. I don't think the artwork's good. There's a lot of cool wooden pieces, and that three-dimensional church is neat. But other than that, it's a really slow game with deterministic combat, which is fine, but that means if I want to take this over, I need to bring two guys. You can see them coming a mile away. I never understand why people want to play tactical games where the stuff is like moving towards you in slow motion. I'm coming to beat you. And zombies. But then the board itself doesn't look that great. And then there's just crazy swinging cards. And it's just it's a messy game. It's messy, messy, messy. Everyone I played this with was like, wow, this is an awful, terrible, no good game. Which is unfortunate because I was really excited about this one. I like the mobster theme, but not this one. So those are 7 short reviews. Hey, if you like one of these games, tell people in the comments. I love to hear differing opinions than my own, and maybe you'll like some of these games. I did not find them to be particularly well done, and that's why I put them in this series. So until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been taking a look at, in my opinion, 7 games that aren't so great.